Welcome to another episode of Tidbits. Today, we're going to discuss communication. Stay tuned. Okay, and I'm back. I'm back to talk about communication. And the first thing that comes to mind, I know for me, when we say the word communication, is a dialogue, right? I mean, you have effective communication, then you have communication. I was always taught that effective communication goes unnoticed. And through some of my experience, I know for myself, it becomes somewhat cumbersome to communicate when you have a lot of triggers and you have a lot of history or past experience that actually does the communication for you. And what I mean by that, most times, and I'm pointing all fingers at myself, and if it resonates with you, then so be it, right? So for myself, in just having a conversation with my wife, and it can be anybody, but I'm just going to use my wife as an example. A lot of times, should I say most times, when I'm conversing with her, if I'm asked a question or if we're in a dialogue about a certain subject, instantly I'm pulled back to a moment in my life where I experience either guilt or a triumph or whatever the situation may be. I'm taken back, and it doesn't take much to go back in history. You know, when someone speaks about a certain subject or something along those lines. But what I found out is, like, when I do that, and a lot of times it's being done, or should I say I'm doing it, you know, I'm not noticing it. It's like done subconsciously. You know, it just happens. But I'm aware of it, and I try to catch myself, because when I'm pulled back to a moment in my life, I start to react and respond to what I've experienced. And it takes me away from the present moment, or should I say the present conversation that I'm having with that person. And in this case, this is my wife. So a lot of times I find myself answering or responding or reacting to a moment that I had in my life versus being present to the conversations that's before me. Does that make sense? And when that happens all the time, I'm not effectively communicating, because I'm not present to the now. Like today, I'm reacting off a past pain or hurt or upset or trying. I mean, it can be a happy moment, and I'm responding to it. So what I'm training myself to do now, I'm actually training myself to be present to what's being said in a dialogue, a conversation that I may be having with anyone, and to respond in the moment of what's going on, like now, versus allowing my mind to wander and respond from a past experience. Does that make sense? So to me, that is what communication is. When you're able to have a dialogue and you're able to respond according to the moment versus an experience that you had in the past. So I just want to share that tidbit with you. The next time that you're having a conversation, a deep conversation, you know, to not put your feelings, emotions, and past experience in your response or your dialogue. You can speak from it, but when asked a question and you're communicating, you want to you always want to have effective communication. So you want to be present today in the moment of that conversation versus allowing your mind to wander and respond from something in the past. All right, if that makes sense, chime in, shoot me a like. We'll talk soon. Tidbits.